Hello, playoffs. That's exactly what the Brooklyn Nets are saying as they won their 14th consecutive home game here at the Barclays Center in a victory over the Houston Rockets. That is a franchise record for the Nets, and they clinched their playoff berth tonight. Hi, I'm Dexter Henry for NetsDaily.com, joined as usual by Tom Lorenzo. And Tom, tonight the Nets clinched the playoff berth. They continued their strong play at home, and that started behind the great play of Joe Johnson. 32 points for him, 6 Brooklyn players in double figures. Just talk about this great team effort tonight, Tom.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Like you said, Joe Johnson, 32 points. He's been consistently very good all season. He's had a few bumps in the road, but look, he's their lone all-star player this year. And he's really led this team, and a lot of it is with his stretch shooting and ability to open up the offense for the team. So lots of credit to Joe Johnson. We also have to credit the defense. I mean, the Nets held the Rockets to 38% shooting from the floor, held them to under 100 points, and the Rockets are one of the best offenses in the NBA. Of course, they were missing Dwight Howard, but still, they did a fantastic job on defense and offense, absolutely led by Joe Johnson.
Absolutely led by him. We have many nicknames for him. You've heard Joe Jesus this year. But we talked about this among ourselves in the media and how Joe Johnson, sometimes he has a 32-point night like tonight, and he can still be a silent night. You might not even realize that he's done it. Well, he realized it, his teammates realized it, and they were all impressed with the performance by Joe Jesus tonight.
You know, when he's going like that, you know, we're a tough team to beat. I don't even know what our record is when he has huge games like that. We have to be probably undefeated. So, you know, if he can continue to play at a high level, especially going into the playoffs, that's what we're going to need from him.
You know, Joe is so unselfish, and he, you know, sometimes, you know, he goes unnoticed and he has, you know, a quiet 30 points. I mean, he is by far the guy that's been, you know, the most consistent for us all season.
Honestly, just playing within the system. You know, if a play breaks down, then I'm able to kind of go one-on-one and make a play. But for the most part, I had a lot of catch-and-shoot moments. And, you know, a score gets into a little rhythm, man, the basket gets a little bigger. So, you know, I thought we done a great job in really executing offensively and getting out in transition and getting easy baskets.
So, Tom, next up for the Nets tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden, a matchup against their arch rival, the New York Knicks. And the Nets have a chance here to play a little bit of spoiler. The Knicks are fighting for a playoff spot right now, and a lot of Nets fans have been telling me on Twitter they'd love nothing than to help them knock the Knicks out of the playoff chase. How focused do you think this team is on this rivalry and having a chance to hurt the dreams of Knicks fans everywhere?
You know, if you listen to the players and listen to Jason Kidd, they'll all tell you they only care about what they're doing on the basketball court. They're not worried about what the Knicks are doing, kind of, you know, looking out for number one, taking care of their own business. But I do think that a part of them does want to be responsible for knocking the Knicks off. Look, you know, there is that rivalry. There's, you know, right over the river, you've got the Knicks sitting there, and a chance for the Nets to come in and not necessarily knock them out tomorrow, but do some damage and make it tough for them to make the playoffs. So I do think they care about it. I do think they're going to be focused. But more importantly, they're going to try to win. And that's exactly what they said they're going to do, play out the season trying to win. So I think that's the number one objective, is just to continue to keep winning.
Of course, Nets fans will remember the last time they played the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. That was on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and it was a blowout affair with the Nets won there. So they're going to look to try to knock off the Knicks once again. But the Nets have their eyes set on larger goals than just the Knicks game tomorrow. They're looking to still move up in the standings. They still have a shot at the division. They're only a game back of Toronto as of tonight. So there's a lot they can do. Tom, what do they need to do to focus during these last couple of games of the season as they try to improve their playoff seeding and possibly win the Atlantic Division title?
Yeah, you know, I think a big part of the focus is that they've won 14 straight games at home, and they know how important it will be and is for them to get home court advantage. They play so well here at the Barclays Center. For them to be able to get into the 4th seed, maybe up into that 3rd seed, would be great for them because they have that home court advantage. They play so well here at home. So I think that's going to be part of the motivation to keep winning, is to get that home court advantage. And again, Jason Kidd said they've got a lot of learning and a lot of opportunities here to get better, but a big part of it too is getting that home court advantage, which is very important to these Nets.
Well, home has been an advantage for the Nets. 14 straight victories here at the Barclays Center in a row, so very impressive. And the Nets are looking to close things out very strongly. Remember, Tom, it wasn't too long ago we didn't even think we'd be talking about the Nets fighting for playoff positioning, and now we are. They're playing excellent basketball at home, and they will look to continue their winning ways tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden, where they will play the New York Knicks. That's it from here at the Barclays Center, where the Nets just keep winning. We'll be back here on Friday as the Nets play the Pistons. For Tom Lorenzo, I'm Dexter Henry for Nets Daily.